What's up, guys? Here for episode 13, out to Kentwood, Michigan. We are playing one of the course favorites in the area, Jaycee Park. I'm real excited to showcase this course. I've been there a couple of times for some tournaments. Real exciting. Nice little course to play there. And I am joined today by the man himself, Donut. How you doing, Donut?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Super excited to show this course. It's been just a blast playing it. And on the card, we're starting with Donnie Tarver. Great guy, playing with him a couple times, a few tournaments. Just a real nice guy. Not sure what to do with his hands there, maybe.
Yeah, this is John Blair. He's from Kentwood. Got one win under his belt. Pretty high up there in AM3 right with you.
Yeah, last year he and I were competing at one of the tournaments for MA3, and I ended up sneaking out a win by one stroke against him. It was one of my few wins last year. And we got Dave Kowalski here. He's actually an MA1 player, local player in this area. This is one of his favorite courses to play.
And Tung Do. He's from Kentwood as well, local. No wins yet, but doing good, okay on the tournament scene.
Yeah, he's really been crunching his numbers this year. The rating's gone up, I think, like almost 60, 70 points since the beginning of this tournament, or this summer at least. And there was myself, and pointing at myself on the disc there for everyone signing. Headed into hole 1, 178, not very long, but there's a Mando on the right side, so a lot of people will play a kind of a hyzer outside right and then try to attack this basket. There's OB behind it. Pretty straightforward, just get a disc that's stable enough to hit that angle.
This Mando is so specific that there's really only one line you can throw here. You can't exactly see the line on this angle, but you saw it on the whole preview. You're going with a forehand turnover?
Yeah, I was trying something new here. I like trying some new stuff on this course. You don't get punished usually a whole lot for it.
Right. There's an easy 3 on... Oh, no.
He makes a Mando, though, so like that tree on the right knocked him past the Mando.
Right. So now he's got an open look straight to the basket.
Right.
Up and down.
Here's Donnie. Good looking shot there.
Yep, that's pretty much the exact shot. You want a flare skipping disc. You don't want a forward skipping disc.
Right.
If you know what your discs do on this very skippy ground on the entire park, actually.
Yeah.
There's maybe only a couple little patches on this course that have thick enough grass to stop the skips.
Yeah.
There's another good line from the tee from our last guy there.
I think that's just a touch farther than he wanted, but he's about pin high, so he's going to do. And Dave here is actually almost strictly forehand, just playing with him and when talking with him and stuff like that. But that first throw was backhand, so not his forte, not his comfort zone. So I was way out there, just kind of giving a half bid, throw it up in the air.
And then this was filmed kind of a while ago. When did you film this?
About a month ago or so. So we've been really busy.
Well, we don't know when our viewers are watching. When's a month ago?
This was July. What month is it? Yeah, like early July, first week or second week in July.
Cool. So if you've been watching the past couple episodes, this is actually filmed before that. So might be some negative progress from Zach watching this, but
that's fair. To be honest, Dave here to clean up his par. No one able to hit the birdie yet.
Yeah, we got a couple close looks, but looks to be a par frame?
Yeah,
if I'm just not mistaken.
Actually, Tung has...
Oh, he's parked on the right side, isn't it?
Yeah, Tung, I think, might have hit his. Yeah, okay, so Tung hit his birdie. So he's starting off with a nice lead there. I'm just super jealous. This is one of his courses as well. He's a really nice guy. I've really enjoyed playing with him a lot in the MA3 division recently. Heading to hole 2, 297 feet. This is one of the longer holes. Just start off in the front 9 here. Pretty standard... straightforward look. There's some trees just in the fairway there, so you're either trying to take something hyzer out to the right side, let it crash back in, or if you have the forehand, try to go forehand flick on the left side.
The forehand line's a little more open, just a little bit wider gap. If you have both throws, that's probably the easier one, but a lot of people don't quite have a 300-foot back or forehand, so they're going to go backhand on this. This is right before you really started working on your forehand.
Yeah, and that's a really, really flippy Wraith, which I no longer own. So if you're out in Spring Valley and you find it, you should give it back to me because I love that disc.
Ooh, really sawed off that forehand line. You can go pretty much as wide as possible on the forehand line.
Yeah, and you can see his reaction there.
That was a pretty unfortunate misfire. And then there is this really wide local route. I think he went a little too wide, actually.
He flips this up, so this actually stays right the whole time, never comes back.
Not ideal.
So he's going to be way up the hill. We're going to have to take a second to go find it.
There's the hyzer line.
Yep, and this is a perfect line for Donnie. He's going to be short, but that's exactly the line you want to look for. So Dave right off the back looking for a second scramble here for par, and that's a real standard.
Good floaty.
Yep, just got up there. So you can see the baskets behind this tree there. Donnie's taking a good run.
That's a run?
Yeah, that's a pretty good run. Just a little bit short there, but pin, dead center to the pin. And that's also a good run from Tung, just a touch short. So here's John after he found him on top of the hill. Just a little flick at it. Nice easy 3. Let's see if I can hit a birdie. No, that's what I'm okay with.
These cages are a little taller than normal, so if you look at the cage at all when you putt, you're a little more likely to hit it. If you look at chains that are normal size, but the really, really deep basket,
right?
The actual bucket is deep.
So we got a par frame there, so I mean, it's a little fortunate. You kind of want to get that one, but it's more of a bonus than anything else. Here on hole 3, though, kind of a 2-router that you can take. You can either take the backhand route, which is a little more straighter, so you want something that's kind of like fades at the very end of it, or you can go with a forehand flick and really take it out wide.
This hole's really easy, right?
So, Donut, you hit this ace recently. We went back and had some fun there, and you hit an ace with a blur.
Yeah, I had a really overstable blur on that forehand skip line. That was my first ace.
And
that one hit the pin.
Yeah, Tung has got this hole down. He knows what he's doing here. Trying to copy him. I throw it out just a touch too wide. Hit that tree. That one tree you got to miss.
This one's kind of the opposite of the last one, where the backhand line is a little wider, but these forehand players have plenty of space to go on the left line.
And Dave hits this line this time, so he's going to be looking for a 2. And John throwing it. I think this disc just had too sharp of an edge. It ends up skipping him.
Yeah, it looks like he threw a fairway driver there. Probably might want to start go down to an overstable mid.
And he's got enough power for it. I think he was just trying to make sure his disc had the right line. He just
I think he picked his disc for stability and not for distance considerations. But he got the good distance, but those drivers love to skip.
Yeah.
Mids and putters really like
on this course too. Everything is packed dirt, so it'll skip.
This is actually a beautiful course to learn how to skip your disc if you're struggling with that.
Sure.
I've spent a lot of time in a parking lot with some catch discs, and so my skips are really good.
Yeah.
But if you're struggling with that, Jaycee Park's awesome.
Tung with the easy tap in there. Dave also with a nice close shot. Those beautiful drives hit that green. There's a little cove of trees around the green. If you're inside of it, you're inside 20 feet. And John's there with a comebacker, so he's able to make that. Donnie tapping his in.
Unfortunate 4 there.
And that was just an unlucky OB skip more than anything else. It was a good line, just either softer with the disc or, like you said, go down to a mid. Hole 4 now, 224 feet. Pretty standard hyzer look here. You just want to float your disc out into this open space and let it come around these trees. Some people try to attack this basket by going left of the tree we just passed there and try to get in between those little coves and really attack the green here, but I think the safe play is really just to throw something out wide and let this come back and just land just short on the right side of that basket there.
This is a very difficult 224-foot hole. It's just the way the basket is guarded. It's so hard to attack. You can either go real long like Zach. I like smashing into the trees on the left side.
Yep.
But and then you can usually straddle out and get a 15-foot look.
Sure.
Kind of an obstructed putt, but close. You're kind of looking to get that 25-foot putt from deep.
Yeah. And Tung threw his just a touch short. You see me waving at mine as I throw mine way too wide. It was not stable enough to come back. I was trying to throw it at half speed. And Dave threw his pretty well. He should be up there taking a putt.
It looks a little short.
Yep, Donnie threw his just a touch short there.
There it is.
Yep, and this is much closer to the line you're looking to get. Attacks the basket. He hits one of those trees at the very end there at the last minute, so he doesn't get quite all the way up there.
Hitting trees on this one's solid, though, because all the trees are so close.
Yeah, so
the guardians are really like obstructions more so than like stopping you from getting to the green.
Yeah.
So
you see Donnie hit his early, and then Tung just nicked off that tree. It scooted him off to the right. John taking that big... He throws with a lot of hyzer in his putts.
I think that was a little too much, more than he wanted normally.
Yeah.
Kind of a misfire, but...
Tung, though, taps his in, is able to save. Donnie here looking to save his 3.
Oh.
I think he just held on to it just a little too long there. And just a little short. You can see John not happy about that. Donnie cleans up, though.
With the long comebacker.
Yeah.
It always feels strange.
I love playing with Donnie, too. He's such a great guy, and I've always loved... I played with him recently out at Vicksburg, and that was just a blast to see him again and hang out with him. And he's just a fun guy to hang out with and talk to during the round. And I'm way, way out there. Yeah, I was like, you could see me poking behind them.
Well, there you are. You're like 50 out.
Yeah, I had no chance of that.
Way uphill.
I literally threw that as like just to throw it up next to the basket, and I was like, oh, that has a chance. And no, I hit the basket again, like I normally do. Hole 5 now, 349 feet. You have to hit that first gap in between there. Backhand players like to throw something a little flippy so it hits that gap and then hits into this area and then flies towards the basket, while forehand players like to try to attack the left side and let it come back towards from left to right around the trees that are on the middle of the fairway there.
This forehand line is wide. You have to smash something super flat that's super overstable, and it's got to come back so far.
And
you have to have close to 400 foot power to get this hole.
Sure, and Dave's got plenty of power. He's put himself out there. And Tung hits an early tree. He skips out way to the right side. And I won't lie, it's been a while since I've been here, so when I was thinking, I for some reason was thinking about a big hyzer line that you could take. And not only did I miss the hyzer line, then I kicked out right. I didn't go OB, even though there is a sidewalk over there.
You got like another full hole to play from way out on the right.
Yeah,
there.
I do. Donnie hits a really early tree, just as an early release.
That one's crushed.
Oh, yeah, and John had it lined up perfectly. Just their one outreaching branch was iron to him.
There's really 2, I would say, very difficult holes on this course, and this is the first one.
Yeah, I agree. And Donnie had like no look. He was just trying to chip it out in the fairway, got caught in another tree, and now this time he throws it way out there into the fairway. So I'm throwing this really low. I was trying to get past the tree I landed in front of so that I could get a big skip, and I did not. So I just short again, looking to take no worse than a 4.
There's really not a line from right here.
Yeah, not an open one. Tung makes a much more aggressive play here. He gets his up in the air. We'll have to see what kind of look he has in a minute. You can see the basket way in the distance here as Donnie throws at it. This is looking nice.
Oh, the tracking.
Yeah, that's well done. Good recovery after a rough start for this hole. John really wants to keep this 3. Skinny to the tree. And he goes deep.
I did not expect that result after it came out of his hand. But
yeah.
It looked good.
So I'm just kind of a half run. I threw it too far. It's just, this is not my favorite hole. And here's where Dave landed. He might have hit something and landed himself shorter than he would have gone, but easy 3 for him. He's just going to chip it on up there.
It's tough because...
Ooh,
that was a good line.
He's very good at step putting.
The only open line off the tee is the forehand hyzer.
Ooh, and John with a great comebacker.
But it's so big. It's...
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe 410 plus. And
that line.
You need the disc for it, and
Yeah.
you need just a monster snap. And most players that play on this course, which is an easy, short course, don't have anything close to that. Where you can come out here, throw a putter, and then bust out like the force just for that hole.
Yeah. This course does remind me of like our Kalamazoo Knollwood, but I like this course in the sense of saying it's a little more open, and you can pull out for drivers more often. So like here on hole 6, 344, this may be the longest hole in the course, or if not, it's second longest. This one's a big hyzer look as well. There's an opening that you have to hit. The forehand, there's an opening on the other side for a forehand look, but I feel like it's really, really tight.
It's a backdoor forehand where if your backhand really struggles, there's like this tight gap that you can hit way on the left side, kind of in the shaded area.
Right
where he's actually going for it. I wasn't sure.
Oh, and he's crushed it. And that last tree you see him hit at the very last second there.
This is another one where you need like 400 foot power to even think about getting a 2 on this from forehand.
And I feel like this hole is deceptive for me. the two tournaments I played here, forever ago, last year, I say forever ago, but I kept throwing discs at it that were like, okay, 330, so I need to crush this, and I'll just hurl it out there, and for some reason it goes past the basket.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it was measured, or it is downhill.
Yes, just a touch.
Where it's uphill to this gap here, and then it's quite a bit downhill. It probably plays 15 feet down.
Maybe.
From pad to...
pad to basket.
Pad to basket. But
Donnie got his out there at fairway. He's looking for his good approach here. Turn this one over a little bit, but he should be in... Yep, 10, 15 feet. Nice upshot from him. Here's Dave after his
hit a long bid here. He wants it.
And that's a very good upshot. And you could tell that this is his home course, too, the whole time Dave is playing. He just looked very comfortable, even when he made mistakes. John with a good bid as well. But even when Dave made mistakes, it was just like, you never thought he was going to take a bogey. It was just like...
Right, it's the safe mistake.
Yeah, he's like, cool, like he's just going to...
Off the basket from 100 out.
Yeah, Tung is all sorts of... Like, he's way better than his rating.
That step putt is dirty.
Hey, look, I hit cage again.
Yeah, you...
What am I up? 3 cages? You can see me reacting.
I think that's number 4 out of 6. I'm 4 and positive at the cage.
Back to where I'm supposed to be. Donnie with a good tap in there. I was happy to have a run at it considering where my drive went.
Right, it was definitely unfortunate. But...
Just turned that leopard over a little too much. Still got to figure that disc out a little bit more. Look at Tung being all respectful. I think I'm telling him to please don't walk. Now I'm telling him I need to be, 3 inches taller and I can actually make a birdie for once.
Just throw it a foot taller and smash it into the chains.
Oh, that's what I keep doing wrong. Dang it. All right, hole 7, 244 feet. This is a forehand hole for sure. Open gap on the left side. You really want to throw it into this space. This tree on the left here, you want to cut just in front of it, and then there's the little cobra trees between the basket and you. But they're usually not barriers. Once you're up there, they're more of maybe a last-second tree hit, but you'll still have a 30-foot putt at worst.
It's actually really nice hitting those on your drive to give yourself a putt. It stinks when your drive isn't ideal, and then you're trying to approach through them because it's just not going to happen.
So Dave, textbooks here, throws a forehand right in front of the tree, nice skip right up towards the basket. He'll have a putt for sure.
Yep. There's a lot of plays here. There's this flat forehand line. There's the Heiser forehand line.
Oh, an almost ace run there.
That was beautiful.
Almost
then there's
got
this turnover midline. I'm sure that might be putter.
I will say this about Tung. People who complain about Tung, the only complaint they have about him is that he makes every throw look so effortless it hurts.
It's hard to throw after him. Almost.
Oh yeah, I'll go to throw 350 feet and I'll crush a fairway driver out 350, and then he'll throw a mid range the same distance but make it look like he didn't even give half of an effort. And you're like, dang it, Tung, quit making me look so bad.
Puts the rocket boosters on after it leaves his hand. Ooh, this is a beautiful approach.
Yeah, and Donnie got really lucky because there's a path there you can see on the right side that if that had kicked right, he would have been OB. So
his Anheuser approach is really, really nice.
Hey, I aimed higher.
Yeah, that looks good.
Bar down. I'm trying to be respectful.
Oh.
That's just bar. You see Donnie a little disappointed about that. Thought he was going to get it for sure, too. There's Tung. This fancy putting and being better than me, even though his rating's lower than me. Good job, Tung.
I don't think he's as good at hitting the cages.
That's okay. I think that's right. I'm pretty sure I'm top 10 in the world on that. I'm probably close. Lots of birdies here. Donnie really only unlucky 4 there as we head into hole 889 feet, par 3. This is for sure a forehand hole. Just throw something out into the space and smash towards the basket. Just throw a forehand out here. Don't throw backhand.
You need a really bizarre putter to be able to attack this backhand. I've seen people throw discs like this, but it's a really elite level shot.
Yeah. This is in Dave's repertoire for sure here.
Yep. I actually don't like the high forehand route there that he took, but it seems to work out there. I like to disc up and then throw the low skip shot.
Sure. Give yourself a chance for
gets the
ace. When we played another ace run from John.
For sure.
He's back-to-back hole almost ace runs. Tongue going with the backhand.
Does he just not have a forehand?
I think he has one for more of a scramble. I don't think he's more off the tee. And he has like 4 or 5 discs that are really flippy, and I don't think he just snapped that one quite enough.
Right.
And I just left that one out wide.
And this is really around the time when you just started to work on your forehand game.
Yeah, I just started to figure that. Actually, when we played this hole more recently, about a week ago, was from when we're commentating this. Like, I almost aced it. Like,
with a Firebird?
Yeah, I rimmed out with an ace, so I've gotten much better with the forehand. Tongue nearly smashes that one in, just a touch low on the 9 side there. Donnie with a good run. Just a little wide. I don't remember what I did. Shock! Basket. I'm telling it to go farther away. I learned that from Reed Friscura, that whenever you miss a putt, you tell the putter to go farther away.
Yeah.
Makes your comeback look sweeter.
Yeah, that way you get practice from the same distance again.
Right.
You don't learn anything from tapping in the 3-footers. You gotta really practice from that downtown.
Thanks, Reed, for teaching me that.
Yeah.
Tongue taps his in. John looking to tap in his birdie. He leaves it just wide. Yeah, he can.
The hyzer putt is really unusual, but it's not really that's not the issue here either.
Yeah.
He's kind of misfiring. But.
Yeah, he just held on to it, I think, too long. And here's Dave with this, spectacular. We don't even have to watch Dave putt ever. He's just too close to the basket now. He's locked in. Heading into hole 9 now, 237 feet, par 3. Another kind of forehand play. You really want to go to the left. So I'm taking this right inside route, which is what the whole overview tells you to take. You really should take the left forehand route and try to go out wide and try to attack the basket this way. I see a lot of people who try to really attack this hole, and they'll skip OB long a lot.
I don't even know if it's 237. It's a little downhill, plays like less. This wide route is the only one you can throw with a fast disc.
Yeah.
You gotta be a crazy overstable mid-range or like overstable putter, like a zone or a pig.
Sure.
Are pretty good for this hole because it plays like 190.
John did a nice job. He taking that center route there. Tongue going like so local, it's hilarious. You can see him react. He's like, I'm not sure how that worked out, but
I think he's just accepting his 3 and praying he's going to get a 2.
So I was trying to go wider with that thumber. I'm trying to go low so that it doesn't go skipping way past the hole, but I just misfired there, just 2 inside.
That's going to hyzer out.
Yep, and Donnie just didn't give that quite enough snap. That's a flippy disc for him, but didn't get it where he wanted. So here's his approach. Sit, sit. That should be safe. I don't think that would have skipped too far.
Donnie's a little different because his anhyzer approaches are so consistent.
Yeah.
And then his flat and hyzer approaches are less consistent. Most players have the opposite problem, but I think he could really lean on those anhyzer and kind of create anhyzer lines.
Yep.
I think that'd really improve
Dave's
game.
Dave taking the deuce here. I feel like a lot of people, like this is one of those holes that's kind of like, it should be an easy 2. Oh no. Tongue. What are you doing? I feel like it should be an easy 2 for a lot of like MA1 players, and I bet if you looked at the scores here, many of them take 3s just because it's kind of tight.
You're right.
Oh, and Donnie chains out on the right side as well. This basket's not being very friendly to us right now.
No, that's weird. Looks like a nice new basket too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Someone should go talk to it and make it feel better. So there's the scores for hole 9. In the front 9, though, Dave there 5 under to start. So he's, after that slow start, he's doing really well. Tongue's at 1 under, and John and myself are at par, and Donnie's at 5 over. Really with the one unlucky 5 there. Heading to hole 10 now, we have a double Mando down the right and left there, right next to the pad. And this route is the one I see a lot of people take. They'll try to throw a forehand over this path, trying to keep it out of play. Versus if you try to go backhand and keep it too tight, you might skip. I guess people are thinking up and onto the path, but I've really never seen that. I'd like to take the backhand.
Yeah, this is strange. The standstill forehand line is pretty common, where it's like a force over with an overstable disc, and you kind of just touch it out there.
Yep.
I actually go backhand on this one. I'm kind of a forehand player, but I don't really see a reason not to just go hyzer here. The way the slope hits. It's so hard to skip uphill.
Yeah.
I don't really think that. And then those force overs touch. What is that? Your disc?
No, it's somebody else throwing on hole 3.
That force over touch shot is so inconsistent distance wise.
Yeah.
It's really easy to get the stability and the flight path out of it, but you can go long and short so easily that I think the hyzer line is the way to go.
And when we played this again last time, I went hyzer route with the zone, which was
easy part.
Yeah, an easy throw for me. So, but I tried the forehand here. Like I said, I like to try some new things here now and then. And Dave nearly putting in a nice 35-footer uphill, but just short. He's doing his best imitation of me.
Yeah, we got this nice little cluster. We should have everyone else going in, barring a misfire. But we've seen a couple of those. We've seen some strange things head down the cage and in the basket.
I might actually get another birdie here. What? What? I didn't hit cage.
Yeah, it looks good.
My gosh, it's a miracle.
After that roll away, the basket's been nice to you.
Yeah, that's fair. Thank you, baskets. So a lot of deuces here. Dave with the only 3, but just his came out of that stability turn a little early, so he was a little farther away. But outside of that, nice deuces from everyone else. Headed into hole 11, 238 par 3. Again, kind of a deceptive hole. Feels like it should be a really easy, but I know that a lot of players will just make it harder than it should. I think it should just be a straight hyzer look with a putter. It's definitely downhill from the pad. Just got to get through the trees and hope that you don't ping one early, because that'll make it a easy 3.
Yeah, I like to overdrive this one by a small margin and then come back at it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to really avoid the trees here. If you're tacking the basket, you're asking for a tree and a roll away, because this is very steep. This is probably the steepest green.
Yeah. John did a nice job. Nice line there towards the basket. It should have a putt, hopefully. And here's what I mean by, it's just so effortless when he throws. It's hard to watch, because I can't do that. But he hits an early tree, so he's going to be looking to scramble for 3. And Donnie turns that over.
I don't actually hate that stall shot. If you can get something way up in the air.
Yeah.
That stops you from going too long, which is kind of the easiest mistake to make on this hole.
Yeah, and Dave trying to force a disc over there. Didn't quite get over enough, but he's going to be up the hill, putting down towards it. Tongue just laying up, I think, there. But there are at least those trees right behind the basket. You could really run it if you wanted to, because you have a nice little backstop to go at. So you see Donnie trying to run that one and hit the tree, and he's kept him right there.
Man, if that doesn't hit the tree, that was going to be 60 long.
Yeah.
Beautiful throw in.
Okay,
that's a
Dave.
good putt.
I'm on the am side, but, when you're that good. Some of you may be noticing there's this young little person hanging out with us. That would be Dave's daughter. She was absolutely adorable the entire time. She was super fun to just chat with. And
yeah, I think she's on mini duties for the day.
Yes, and she did a phenomenal job. So here I am. Donnie taps his in. Hey, basket.
I thought that was basketed in, but it popped out.
No, I was kind of frustrated that I missed the 2-putt, and so I was just kind of threw it at it, and I was not paying attention. So here we go into hole 12 now, 376. This one is almost impossible to reach in one. Even if you have 450 power, getting through all of these trees and to attack the basket, it just seems so impossible unless you have this perfect flight that gets up towards the green. It's just very, very guarded in the fairway.
Yeah, I really try to attack kind of the ridge on this hole, and then give yourself a look from 60. That's
John Blair giving Crew 42 a shout out there, holding up our logo.
Yeah.
Through his early hit a really early tree. Here's Dave.
I really like that big hyzer line. You can go a little lower and a little flatter and get some more distance out of it.
Tongue trying to do the turnover, which I like.
I think this is the only way to attack is if you have 450 power with an Anheuser backhand.
Yeah.
Because I try to just attack the top of that hill any way you can. There is a backhand hyzer route too, kind of just left of those trees that make a V, but or just right of them. But it's so hard to attack. Any drive, even if you misfire like you and a I forget who else did.
Donnie and John.
John did.
John
Then the approach is pretty easy, and you can go up and down from deep.
Yeah.
On this hole, but it's just so hard to attack in two. It's a very, very common just par frame hole.
Oh, and Donnie was going with the Annie double plinko tree, leaves himself in the fairway though.
Yeah, bad kick into good kick. He'll have a long look.
I think Dave's just trying to lay this up next to the basket. I think taking a 3 on this hole particularly, people are totally fine with it. It's, I think the one hole that when you say par 3, you're like, yeah, that's accurate. Definitely feels like a if you deuce this in a tournament, I think you'd feel really, really good and probably got a stroke on the field. Or at least most of the field. Kind of a low release there, maybe trying to run it a little more aggressively, just left it too low. Here's me for my 3.
Yeah.
Not a
It's
bad
a really
bit.
unlucky approach from you to leave yourself with that look, but and the hyzer putt is so unusual to look at.
Yeah, but
watching other people putt and then going to him, but it seems to work for him.
Yeah, and I, like I said earlier, he and I were in a tournament together. We were played in the Fallsburg Open, and he was hitting at that tournament. He was very, very good. It took a long time. I think I was only down by 1 stroke after round 1, and I think it took me until hole 14 or 15 to finally get that stroke back. He's just a very good player when he's on. Hole 13 now, 338 feet, par 3. Pretty similar to one of the holes from earlier. You have to hit this early gap, and then it's dead straight. There's a path on the back side of it, so you really don't want to go long. And again, the basket's just a touch lower than the pad itself. You kind of go up the hill and then down again. So you really just want to get something out there, dead straight, hopefully hold that line as long as possible, and then scoot towards the basket.
Then there's another basket to the left of the green that's kind of deceptive. It's like 400 feet away, and you are throwing at the basket on the right.
Yeah, it's from the previous hole. That's just like this hole 6, I think. Yeah, it's hole 6. And right now, there's a person out in the playing hole 6 right there. He is one of our Crew 42 volunteers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's one of our good guys here who has helped us out at the tournaments. He actually helped us out in the
local were out there asking it to come back left. I don't know if it did or not.
Yeah, FPO. He helped us at River City in round 1. That's Brian. So shout out to Brian. You're officially on a Crew 42 coverage.
Yeah, thanks for
Casual
helping out, man.
I'm throwing mine like ridiculously poorly right now, and you can tell I'm frustrated. But
yeah, I actually go turnover forehand here on this hole. Kind of try to get a full flex out of it.
Yep.
With a slower disc, but
I'm gonna call myself on a footfall there. That was bad.
Yeah, you're not even close.
Well, I mean that's just where I rotated to, but like my toe was I think a little wrong. Let me know. Would you? I think that's a footfall. I did not notice it, and no one called me on it. But
yeah, it's really the card is at fault for not paying attention to the round.
Yeah, Tongue. Why didn't you call me on that? Dang it.
Yeah.
I think that's the first step putt I've seen Tongue that wasn't like right at the basket. So maybe a bit of a misfire. I'm not sure. Dave taking a deuce here. Solid deuce. Good putt. Almost too long. He almost hit that path, but nice job from him. Good putt from John as well. Keeping it close. Yeah. Tongue has really improved his short game too, so when I've been playing with him, I played it with him several cards. Whoa, that was far down for sure.
He putts so hard.
Yeah. But the last time I've seen Tongue, he's just been so consistent on the inside. It's just been really fun to watch him develop and get better and better, and he'll be better than me probably by tomorrow. So, hole 14 now, 215 feet, par 3. I'm going really straight at the basket with this overview, but really you want to take this probably wide right, with a putter and let it come back to the basket. It is a little uphill, so you got to throw it if it's a putter, or you can try to do what Dave does and try to go big forehand.
This is my line. I actually go a little higher and a little skinnier. It's just with a crazy overstable driver.
Yep.
And try to just sky hyzer it like this, but on the left side.
Yeah, and so that's a nice shot from John. Dave actually never came back in bounds. He actually hit right at the path, and it stayed on the path. So he's OB real short, so he's going to be playing it just a little bit forward.
Yeah, I think after showing you the hyzer line, because you look at it straight and think you can hit it with a mid.
Yeah.
But the hyzer lines are so clean that if you have any sort of sky hyzer game, that you should just go for it.
Yeah.
Even the forehand hyzer is just so safe.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was a really bad misfire for to end up here.
Yeah.
I think he missed his line by an incredible amount. If you get close to your line, you're parked.
Yeah. Because even if you hit one of those trees, that you would have been in bounds. So.
Yeah, and you're in the circle.
Yeah. So I think you're right. I think he just left that out too wide, and it just didn't come back in time. So too overstable and just crashed early.
Yeah, I think he missed. I think he just missed by a lot.
Yeah.
Even though it looks like
it was close.
An unsafe line.
Looking to just tap in here at this point. Everyone just tapping them in.
Easy birds for almost all of us here.
There's our scorekeeper. She's got the scorecard in her hand right there.
Oh, she's got a scorecard too?
Yeah, she's got a lot of responsibilities.
How many jobs does she have? That's incredible.
So this is the first bogey from Dave so far in the round. He's been shooting really well, but that's the first kind of mistake he's made. Heading to hole 15, looking to correct that here. 266 feet, really uphill again. It's kind of sitting on this mound at the very end of the basket here, so you really want to attack this. There's a couple lines you can take. The backhand is very, very tight. You need a disc that's going to fly a very specific path to get around the trees that are in your way, and the forehand route, which is what John's trying to do with a backhand turnover, is really the play that, if you have the arm for it, is the one people like to take.
Yeah, if you're throwing a forehand, the line is pretty tight. This hole is just so frustrating to me. I don't really understand how to attack it. I've thrown a lot of discs on this hole trying to figure it out, and I have no idea what to do.
Tung did a nice job of attacking. I was trying to do something very, very different, and I look like an idiot.
It looks like you tried to do the like a
turnover.
Flippy turnover forehand, and you just put too much nose up on it.
Yeah. Like I said, I've gotten better, I swear.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It's tough to nose up that forehand. I think you tried to put it on...
This is the play right here. This is what you should do.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, and he's up on top of the hill. Yeah, you see his look there. Like, yep, that was it.
The mistake most people make on that line is leaving it too short.
Yep.
You really have to crush something to get that high.
Yep. Because it's going to hit the base of that hill when you skip up. So here's using my putter. I use a Mako from this distance when it's uphill. Don't worry, hit basket again.
Good for you, man. You're scoring hot today on the basket.
Oh, yeah. What? I'm up to 6 or 7. Something like that.
I have no idea. We should ask the scorekeeper.
We should. We gotta... Dave, can you ask the scorekeeper for us how many baskets?
Comment down below. Scorekeeper, please. Not all you random people, just the scorekeeper.
I was not happy about this. I wanted that to go in. But I'm kind of happy
That's a combo score there. We'll count that as another cage hit and it going in.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Hole 16 now, 210 feet. I love this hole. It's a must-get if you're playing it here in a tournament. It's very downhill, path on the right side, which is OB, and then the basket sits on this very, very steep hill. This might be even more steep than the previous one.
It's only the back side of the green that's steep, though. The front side is pretty flat.
But it's all dirt, though. So, like, you skip, you go into that steepness really easily.
It's a very interesting hole. This is an aggressive line. He's probably going to be 100 deep.
Yeah, and you can see him. He's trying to get that down. He's trying to get it to crash.
Forehand is the safe line. This is how I go wide hyzer.
Yep.
And that way the disc attacks the ground straight up and down instead of at a skip angle.
And so he should have a look there, hopefully, as long as that didn't go anywhere. And John also trying to get... This is a more
that
aggressive...
flat forehand is brutal because when it does hit the ground, it flares. Yeah.
And I'm throwing a thumber.
You just crushed it.
Well, yeah, I did. But I also am trying to get that angle with that disc in particular, like you're talking about.
Similar to the spike hyzer.
Yep. And instead of doing that with a forehand, I'm better at the thumber. I threw it a little too low, too. I should have thrown it a little higher. So there's Tong after his...
Not quite as far back as I thought, but definitely way out. Easy layup.
Yep. Nice easy 3.
Shot.
Here's Donnie, who was pin high. And, he's doing his best impersonation of me.
And then the camera doesn't really illustrate how downhill it is from the tee.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard to park this hole that you get the first shot. Nice putt from downtown from you.
There we go.
It looks like you're inside circle there, maybe pretty close, but that's way up.
Circle's edge, yeah.
That was 10 feet up.
Yeah, easily. So here's Dave. He's actually right behind the tree where this bush is. And
Beautiful nose down putt.
Yep. John just tapping his in. All we got left is Donnie's.
I love these really difficult short holes. They're so interesting to me about
Yeah.
how many different plays you can make on here.
And on John's throw, like you had mentioned earlier, he had actually hit some of that grass, I think, early, so it just scooted right there underneath the basket. So it was a great shot from him. But I think you're right. I think if he threw it, 6 feet farther, he might have just gone all the way down the hill with Tongue there. So hole 17 now, 208 feet. Straightforward shot. You can do whatever you want. I see a lot of people try to throw putters at this and try to get the ace run for sure. This is one a lot of people try to go after.
If you've got any sort of putter game, this is the hole to do it on. I'm not sure what this is.
He's going with like an overstable mid. He's trying to...
he just touched it. It looked... Okay.
Yeah, he hits that first tree there. He's really just trying to sneak past that tree on the left side to skip underneath the basket. I'm going really wide with a forehand here, and I threw it too long.
That looks pretty good, actually.
I mean, it's going to be a putt, but if I recall correctly, I think I threw that long. I may be wrong. Tongue going ace run here, but leaves it just short, nicks off that tree and kicks left. He'll be pin high. Donnie going kind of a turnover flip, and this is looking really nice from the tee pad when he threw it, but he'll be short as well.
Yeah, that nose up just stalls the whole way.
And
the
Dave
disc flies with the brakes on.
And I miss Dave, and he hits the basket again. Donnie, that's my move. Quit copying me, man. I want the most basket hits.
He's got to catch up.
No, I want the most basket hits. Donnie, stop it. Put it in the basket. Dave had a really nice shot. I missed his shot. He threw it, and while it was in midair, I looked at my camera and I was like, oh, I thought I pressed record, and I did not.
Oops.
So my bad, Dave. He had a great drive there. He also went wide forehand, so he takes his two, tapping it in, and Donnie with the solo three there, but good run from him. Headed into hole 18. This is one that's very difficult for me to try to get a 2-run at this, but if you're a big forehand player like Dave, you can get there. You have a Mando on the right side, so you can't go over the basketball courts, but you have to go wide left and try to keep it short of that drainage ravine on the left side and try to attack this basket here.
Take that big, beefy, meat hook disc of yours. Get a big grip on it and just blast it into the air with a forehand like that.
Do exactly this.
That was beautiful. That looks a little short. He might have wanted a little flatter release angle and try to smash it up in the air and have it come back. But you want just a grossly overstable disc.
And John, not a bad angle. I think it would have probably flared out and gone into that ravine, but he had a good rip at it. I'm going with a destroyer. That's not bad for me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good throw from you.
That is very short.
I throw that Sports Center Nate Doss Force
Yes.
here. That disc is silly.
And Tongue just hit the worst tree imaginable.
Oh, did he miss the Mando there?
I don't think anyone noticed
gave it
it.
to him?
He just threw it out there. I don't think we noticed it.
He definitely attacked the right line, so
Yep.
he hit the Mando in spirit for
Yeah.
sure. I'll give him that.
And John trying to give a layup, and he's just going to be short after hitting that tree. And Tongue wanting nothing to do with that. He's just perfect. He plays so clean too. Tongue, I love playing with you, man. But man, you frustrate me because I can't do half the stuff you do.
Ooh, nice job sitting that disc down on
Yep.
a skippy green here.
So here I am short, giving a run. Hey,
Hey, we
basket.
did it!
9 baskets. We're going to say I hit 9. 50% basket hits.
I'll take the over.
And John just threw it way high.
Yeah, the Heiser putt just isn't dialed in today. I believe that he's deadly with that, but today is not his putting day.
Yeah.
Though he's been throwing pretty good.
John actually joined us last second. I was super excited to see him show up. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I played with him, so super happy to see him show up at the last minute.
There he goes, showing off the big Heiser putt.
Yeah.
Nice comeback.
And so here's Dave's drive, by the way, right there. That's textbook.
It was perfect.
Textbook. Almost an ace run. He's got a scorekeeper next to him making sure there's no foot faults there. Thank you. Thank you for keeping him honest.
Yeah, she did really good today.
She did a phenomenal job. And so here's our back 9 scores. Dave with another 5 under. Tongue with a really good 4 under along with John. He really recovered from that front 9. I shot 2 under and Donnie only 1 over with an unlucky 5 as well. So here's our scores. Dave with the hot 10 under with a bogey. So
That's crazy.
yeah, on a hole that he, like you said, he could easily birdie. So he's almost at 12 under. So just really impressive from him. So, but this was a great round to do. I love doing JC. I love playing it casually whenever I'm out in the Grand Rapids, Kentwood area. So if you're ever out that direction and looking for a casual round, definitely head out there and go play. It's a fun little course to play. But thanks, Donut, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching. It's been Crew 42, and we are out.